Hi everybody, happy Friday. Thank you for being here. It is 2 o'clock in Austin, so let's get started with this week's KW Technology Community Weekly Webinar. Hi everybody. So here's our agenda for today. If you saw the Technology Community blog earlier today, you saw that we do have a guest speaker, and I will bring him on in just a moment. His name is Tom Dowdy. He is our product manager for the 3Cs. You'll learn more about that and really anything to do with Google and your kw.com account. If you were at Family Reunion, then you got to meet him in person. Then I'm going to tell you what we know about the latest update for KW websites. We have one little eEdge update to share with you. Then I'm going to share with you a Google extension that personally has changed my life in Cavin's, and we hope it will yours too. And also give you a chance to share any Google extensions that you have found helpful. As always, we love featuring other tech coordinators and ambassadors on our webinar, so maybe you can be a featured guest on a webinar soon. And then we'll wrap up with what's coming up on our webinar calendar. Okay, so as promised, we're going to first talk about Google and your kw.com account. And for that, as I mentioned, we have Tom Dowdy. He is our product manager for communication, collaboration, and communities. So here is Tom.
Thanks, Brenda. Hello, everybody. My name's Tom, and like Brenda said, I'm the product manager for the 3Cs here at KWRI. And I wanted to talk to you today about Google Apps for Work and just kind of refresh everybody about everything that Google has to offer in their ecosystem of applications. It's not just email. Of course, you get your email address and you get 30 gigs of online storage, but there's lots of other things that Google opens the door to, such as YouTube, and there's, like Brenda just said, there's different extensions and plugins to the Chrome browser that can make life very, very easy. I see a lot of people using the Blogger app, as well as Google Maps is very popular. But the best thing about it is that all of it can be used under one password, so you don't have to have 9,000 passwords for 9,000 different apps. Working with a lot of the product advisory groups, we learned that a lot of people have more than one inbox. And what I wanted to bring to everybody's attention is that Gmail and you're using your @kw.com address is actually very good for people that have multiple email addresses. And there's probably three big reasons. The first one is that you can forward all of your mail into one inbox, into your @kw.com, and you can select and choose how you want to reply back to each email. So it looks like it's coming from a different account, but it's actually all organized into one simple account. And that helps you leverage a couple things from Google. The first is it helps reduce spam and phishing attacks because you get to use Google's input for their global security. The second thing is that it also lets you leverage Google's search engine. So you have mobile access and you can search all of your emails at once. So whether you're on a tablet or your phone, if you're in the office or in the car, you can search through all of your emails and you can find whatever you're looking for, even if it was 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 years old. It's easy to find an email because you're using Google's search engine. Now, I'm sure some of you have people in the office that aren't using it. I took the slowest month of the year, which is December, and just pulled some quick stats on how popular it is right now. In December alone, we had over 44 million emails sent, had over 7 million documents that were shared back and forth. We had over 5,000 video conference calls with Google Hangouts, and we had well over 10,000 appointments per week just in the month of December alone. So that's the slow month. So if somebody feels that they're not using or it's not popular, they're definitely in the minority. Google Apps for Work has been a really nice success for us. But going back to the security for just a second, this week there was 2 big phishing attacks that happened in the U.S. and I know for sure one of them hit us at KW pretty good, which was an attack that was disguised as a Chase Bank phishing attack. And it wasn't actually an attack at KW, but when you have 100,000 plus emails all using the same address, sometimes that puts you in a very short list of targets that people like to hit. So the key thing to remember is that phishing is a social attack. It's not a technical attack. And what I mean by that is that they're trying to get you to socially give up information because they can't technically take the information. And another point to point out is that according to Symantec, which is the global antivirus and piracy software company, the phishing attacks are up 51% year over year. And if you look at the chart on the slide here, you can see that the people that they're targeting are not these small one-off transactions that you might find at Home Depot and Target and Walmart. That's actually only about 5% of the pie there. The largest is the big transactions for people that are buying and selling properties. So you get people that are in the finance industry, the insurance industry, real estate agents. These are all people that surround big ticket purchases, and those are the people that they want to try to phish. And just an example of some of the better phishing scams that are out there, I just pulled these two. This one on the left is from Netflix. Now, I don't actually have a Netflix account, but I'm sure if I did, it would look exactly like this. The only trick is that when it says to click on your account, it doesn't actually go to Netflix. It goes probably to some phishing place in another country. Another one that is very popular is this one from Facebook, where they say, hey, click this link to find out who's been stalking you. Well, of course, that's very exciting and very interesting and intriguing to see who it is, because you know that there's people from high school and elementary school that are still stalking you, right? So you click on that, and then it takes you to a nefarious site, and they try to phish you out of some information. So the one that hit us last week, and when I say us, there was actually Brenda for for one, but there was about a dozen of us in the IT department that happened to all get this email over the weekend. And then on Monday, the tech support guys told us they had well over 100 people around the U.S. that were getting it too. So this was a phishing scam that was actually targeting Chase Bank, but one way or another, they seem to have slipped through the security net at Google and tried to penetrate a lot of the accounts that we had here. The only trick is that as soon as if you were using your Gmail account and you were to click the link, it would actually draw up a big bright red page, and it would say, you know, the links to this have been known for piracy, and it would give you an example, and it would ask you 2 or 3 questions to make sure that you wanted to proceed forward. This is a level of security that Google can provide with your @KW account, that if you're using Yahoo or Hotmail or MSN or maybe an AT&T.net account, that's just, they don't have the level of security that Gmail does. I left this sign up here from Whitey Bulger just to show you how good and easy the phishing scams have become. The FBI actually recently snagged Whitey Bulger, the notorious crime boss, by using a phishing scam. Where they got him to click on a link, give up his address, and then they went and got him. But if Whitey Bulger had been a Keller Williams agent, he probably would have got a text message that said, hey, somebody just logged into your account from Washington, D.C., and that probably would have been a tip-off for him that they were onto him and he was going to get busted. So if you have the if you have your security turned on and you're using it with your @KW account, anytime you or anybody else logs into your account for the first time, you'll get that little pop-up, which is just like the picture I have of Whitey Bulger there, and it would actually show you when and where and what kind of device they use to log into your account. If Whitey had all Mac systems and he got a pop-up from somebody in Washington, D.C. that was using a Windows tablet, that would probably be his first sign that the FBI is onto him. So last Tuesday, when we were sure that this was getting widespread, the marketing department had sent out an announcement that said that we were turning on the Google two-step verification program, and that we were asking people to start to enable it or turn it on. Actually, we enable it here and for all accounts, and then it is independently driven. If you want to turn it on, you can. We urge you to do it. And we've also got a couple links here to show how easy it is. It literally takes about 30 seconds to do it.
So we just shared a link to all of you through the chat window that shows you how to do two-step verification, but we can do a quick live demo.
Sure, that'd be great. Okay, so first if you go up to sign in, and we'll just sign in here as Annie Agent. And then type our password, just like you normally would. And you might have already turned it on.
Not two-step. Okay.
So then go to the your icon there, and go to My Account, and go to Sign In and Security. Or actually, click the link. There you go. And scroll down to that first box that says Password, Sign In, and Delivery. And the two-step verification, if you turn that on, then it will take you to a new page, and it will walk you through the setup. Very, very simple. If you can click that, Brenda. I don't want to take everybody through all these steps to have it all set up because I don't have an extra phone with me. But very, very simple from here. You type in your phone number here, and you can select either a text message or a voice call. I always use the text message because then I have a record of it. The first time that I get a bad signal from AT&T is probably the first time I need to actually recover it. So I like to have text messages. So put in your phone number, you click text message, and then send code now, or and literally in about 2 seconds you will get a text message to your smartphone that has a Google code in it. It's a little 5 or 6 digit code, and you type that code in and it literally turns it on, and that's it. So it's very, very simple. It takes about 30 seconds to do it, and the way that it'll work is the first time you log into your account from your desktop computer or your laptop computer in the office, it will ask you to verify this system and whether or not this is a system that you want to remember. And the reason it does that is because it will remember it for 30 days. So you don't have to keep doing it every single time that you log in. You just have to do it every 30 days. And if you were to go home, use a tablet, sit on the couch, you want to check your emails, it'll recognize the tablet as a new device. And again, it'll ask you to put in your two-step verification code, and it'll instantly send you another code to your cell phone, and you can type that into your tablet. Now, if you get a request to enter your two-digit or your two-step passcode, and it says that there is somebody in Russia that wants to log into your computer, well, obviously, if you haven't visited Russia recently or you're not there right now, it's probably not a good deal, and that's probably a good sign to start changing your password. But rare and far and few between, but that's exactly how it works. And it's no different of a process than when you go to buy gas. I guess that's probably the most common example of a two-step verification, where you have to have the credit card with you to turn on the gas pump. You put it in, you physically swipe the card. That's the first step. And then the second step is that you have to put in usually your billing zip code. So you put in your 5-digit zip code where your bills go, and then it turns on the gas pump, and it's 1 and 2, and that's it. And that's, I don't think anybody sees that as a real big barrier to pumping gas these days. It's just something we naturally do all the time. And email is getting to that point where because the phishing attacks are getting so clever and so widespread, that we'll be doing it just as easy as we pump gas at the gas station these days. So the email that went out, if you didn't see it, it went out last either Monday night or Tuesday morning. You should have it in your inbox. And there's a nice little walkthrough tutorial that Brenda put together to walk you through it. So I encourage you all to do it and to pass that email along to your agents, especially if you have agents that are concerned about their security. There's a question in the chat box that asks if the security level is the same at KW as it is in basic Gmail. Yes, actually it is. They use the same filters. They use the same global input mechanism to collect links. So although you might be sleeping in Texas, phishing scams happen all over the world 24/7, and they collect and register all of the phishing sites instantaneously, and you might be waking up and getting it for the first time, but it's probably been going on for 12 hours somewhere else around the globe, and it's already been registered. So that's kind of a high-level view of how their phishing protocol works, but it's actually the exact same, to answer your earlier question. How do you know how to limit the KW email being marked as spam? Make sure I understand your question. How do you know to limit the KW? Oh.
That question's from Kyle. Do you want Kyle to elaborate on that question? Okay, Kyle, you asked how to limit the KW email being marked as spam. So if you could type that in maybe with an example. And then Gail asks, when you turn on this verification, what happens as instructors as you're logging in to different computers? You will be asked to verify that every time. Yes. So each time you log onto a different computer, different browser even, you're going to get notified that someone's accessing your account on a different browser, and you'll get a code.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks. If you have further questions, or Kyle, if you want to elaborate and go ahead and type that in, we'll proceed with the rest of the topics, and we can get back to your questions at the end. Looks like one question just slipped in here.
Yeah, so we've got a question from Robert. It says multiple agents, whether have a long signature with the KW logo, their picture, and the links to their site app makes. No, I don't think that, to answer your question.
So yeah, just to clarify, the question is, so agents have email signatures, and they have a lot of images in it and links in it, their logo, their picture, links to their site. Do those elements in their email signature flag their email as spam?
Yeah, that's not, I mean, those things could, but are probably unlikely that they would cause a spam filter to activate and to flag the emails. Most of them are either put in from a couple different input points. One is that if you're sending to 1,000 people all at once and it's one email, that's going to have more likely of a chance of getting caught as spam than if you had maybe a dozen people and you were sending the exact same email. So it's more based on activity of the breadth of the email, not so much the depth of the email. So you could put lots of pictures in there, and that probably wouldn't trip the trigger for a spam. But if you put a bunch of pictures in there and then you send it to 1,000 people, that would probably do it. The other thing is that if a lot of people have checked your address as a spam address, then that in itself, regardless of how many pictures or how many people that you put in the to box, would also do it. So that's one of the reasons why the Google makes people put a unsubscribe text at the bottom of their email, so that the recipient has a chance to opt out of the email instead of just getting bombarded with it or marking it as spam when it's really not. It's just an unsolicited ad. The next question from Adrian was, does the spam notice have to do with people forwarding their kw.com email to another email address? No, that has nothing to do with it. That's just a pass-through process. It doesn't have anything to do with the getting triggered as spam.
Okay, so if you have more questions, go ahead and type them in. We're going to move on. We've got about 10 minutes now left, and I just want to make sure we cover everything else on the agenda. This, you may have noticed that Well, yesterday, here's what you saw when you logged into My KW and you went to the technology menu. There were two KW website links on this menu. One was a new website's FAQ, and then the other one, if you're an early adopter, which most of you are, this is where you would go to click that new KW website agent link, and then that would take you to a page where you would log in and then access your new website. So our developers were up late last night and they've consolidated those links. Now there's just one place you go. So under technology, you'll now see a KW websites link, and when you click on it, it's going to take you to a new landing page. So now it's the one-stop shop for everything about your KW website. What you'll see when you go to that page, if your MLS has not rolled out yet, it will look like the image on the left, and then you'll get a note down at the bottom that says your site is being created. A link will be enabled here to launch your site. And then, as you know, the rollout begins next week on an MLS by MLS basis. And I'll bring up this page in a minute, and you can see all the different links that are there. Once your MLS is rolled out, then you'll see this on that page that says your new website is ready. Go to my website. Clicking on that red button acts as a single sign-on directly into the Playster site editor that you're used to seeing when you go to work on your KW website. So let me bring up the landing page so that you can see what it looks like. So one moment, please. And if you have questions, go ahead and type those in. Okay, so here we are on my KW homepage. We'll go to KW websites. And so you can still get to all the same information. It's just laid out a little bit differently. Underneath the big image, this product info link, that's going to take you to the page that used to be there where you scroll down, and it's just an overview of the main features of the websites, and below that a list of the frequently asked questions, of which there are a lot. Back on the new page, next to product info, there's a link to on-demand training, and that is going to take you into KWU Connect, which you'll sign into. Let's try again. And that's going to take you to a resource page about KW websites where it's got links to videos that are out there, the workshop that we've put together, and then another link back to those FAQs. And then back again on the new page, over here on the right, this is what most people will be curious about, is when is my MLS rolling out? So this rollout schedule link will bring you to that page. So each group is estimated to take about 2 weeks to roll out. So group number 1, again, starts next week, the week of the 11th. We don't have an exact date, and is estimated to be completed by the date of the second group, which is April 25th. And then finally, back on the new landing page, below where you'll access your site, we've added some more information about frequently asked questions and concerns about the e-agency websites, just reiterating that we're going to continue supporting those websites throughout the rollout of the new websites. Again, plenty of time and notice will be given to agents to transition off of the e-agency websites entirely onto the new websites, and all of the links needed for e-agency are provided here on this page. Okay, and I see lots of questions coming in. So yeah, we do not have an exact date for any of the MLSs yet. The closest we have is that schedule that just shows which week it's targeted to roll out. If you're having trouble on an individual basis, please email support@kw.com and they can troubleshoot your account and find out why, for example, you're not able to sign in if you're having any trouble. Okay. So a lot of one-off questions that I can address offline and with support's help. Okay, so let me wrap up what we were going to cover today. And that is that it's a small update in eEdge, but pretty beneficial. That's the new default font size. When you launch an email in eEdge and start typing, it used to use 8-point font. It has now been increased to 10-point font, which of course you can still change, but the default size is larger, and that was by popular demand that got changed. So yeah, I see some cheers coming for that. Okay, here's a Chrome extension, and again, after I show this, if you've used this and you love it, say so, and if you have any Chrome extensions that you really enjoy, would love to make this a weekly extension of the week kind of a tip, because there's so many out there. But the one that Kevin and I have recently come to know and love is called Full Page Screen Capture. And what it does is it just that. It takes a picture of your whole entire screen. So all of us at some point need to do documentation of software and websites, and websites that go on and on all the way down the page. For example, when we're documenting eEdge, that contact summary page can get pretty long, and we would do what we call Frankensteining and taking sections of the page, screenshots, pasting them together. Now you've got this tool that will do all of that at once. And so I can give you a quick demo of how that works. Let me bring up a screen to demonstrate. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use this new extension, which I'll show you how to get first, and then we're going to take in one action, get a screenshot of this whole long website page. So to get the extension, you need to go to your Chrome web store. So one way to get there is, who remembers what this icon is called up in the upper right corner with the 3 lines? We learned it a couple of weeks ago. Anybody remember? In the upper right corner? Yes, Susan, it's the hamburger. So you click the hamburger. More tools, extensions. Here's our list of extensions. I'm going to go to get more extensions. Oh, everybody knows the hamburger. Look at that. And the one that we want is called Full Page Screen Capture. It's right there. If you don't see it right away, you can just search for it by name. So I'll click on its icon. I'll click on Add to Chrome, Add Extension, and now we've got it. And just for time's sake, I'll just take a screenshot of this page that we're on right now. So if I wanted to capture this whole thing, look how far down you would have to scroll. So now I'll just click this little camera icon, and you're going to see what looks like a Pac-Man, which is fun, go by after it captures the whole page. This is a very long page, so this might have not been the best example. Let's see how long it takes. And eventually we'll see a little Pac-Man go across and eat the dots. So it's still capturing. All right, I think I chose one that was too long. There is a lot of pictures on this screen. Okay, let's stop it and let's do I'm on a different browser here. Let's just do kw.com. How's that? So still lots to see if you scroll down, but not quite as much. So screen capture, there goes the Pac-Man. And then it gives you a PNG that has everything all in one screenshot. So there you go. Again, hope that comes in handy for you with your training documentation. Again, we really enjoy that. All right. And let's get back and wrap up with what we have coming for the rest of the week, or rather the rest of the month. Okay, so we've got, this is coming out of the KW Technology Community Calendar, which has started adding holidays, so we can see the holidays coming up for the end of April. So a couple things to note is that on Monday, we're continuing the Internet Lead Gen series. That is with Carrie Sylvester, and she's going to be talking about SEO tactics next Monday, April 11th. So make sure you let your agents know that that's happening. Next Friday, April 15th, Tax Day, my birthday, and Wellness Day here at Keller Williams Realty International. We're going to move the webinar up to a little bit earlier. It's going to start at 12 o'clock noon Central Time, so make the adjustment for your time zone. But that is because the office closes in the afternoon for Wellness Day, not my birthday. And then the following Monday, Spotlight on KW Technology. That series continues, where we're going to be talking about making sure you have the right people on the right campaign. The new 33-touch design will be in place in eEdge. And so you'll learn about moving contacts from last year's campaign onto the new one and making sure you've got them on the right theme. Then we'll go back to the normal time for our technology community webinars the following Friday on the 22nd. And then finally, the last Monday webinar for April is on the 25th, Leading Edge Technology. We're going to have Paul Arve. He and his wife, Donna, have the Arve team, and they've done a really great job. As you know, Paul leads the original Playster Mastermind group on Facebook. They're Keller Williams agents, and he's done a lot of great work with his KW website. So he's going to share his website with all of you. Okay, and to wrap up, I have a picture of a goldfish. And the reason that is there is pretty interesting. So there was a study done recently that has shown that our attention span has gone down. So in the last time that was studied, here, let me get the link to this article if anybody's interested in it. I'll share that with you. But scientists have found that the age of smartphones have left us with a shorter attention span than even a goldfish. So goldfish can hold a thought for 9 seconds. People now have an average attention span of 8 seconds. It was 12 seconds in the year 2000, and here we are, because of the mobile revolution, it's down to 8 seconds. Microsoft did this study. They did find, though, that we're able to better multitask, despite what Gary Keller says in The One Thing. We try and try. We still can't master it, but we're getting a little bit better. But just found that very interesting. It's because we're allocating our attention differently as a function of the technologies we're using, but it doesn't really mean that our attention actually can function any differently than before. So there you go. Goldfish can hold their attention longer than we can. Thank you to technology and mobile devices specifically. And again, I'll share the link with you in case that's something you want to share with your friends this weekend at parties, give you something to talk about.
Or if you get an extra 8 seconds, you can read it.
Or if you have an extra 8 seconds, you can read the article, as Tom just said, at least the first sentence or two. So there you go. If you have additional questions, we'll stay on and answer them offline. Otherwise, have a great weekend, and we'll hope to see you back here on Monday's webinar, where Carrie will talk about SEO. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.